secondary. Jonathan Taylor, can he take it the distance? He can. Touchdown, Badgers. Stockton, touchdown.
It's blocked unbelievably. Wisconsin with a chance to pounce. Touchdown, Badgers. Unbelievable. Simply shocking.
Gravatt, he needs 23. He's across the 40. Open up the history book. Here comes Gravatt.
Grab a cold Coors Light. It's time for the best after party in the state. This is the Wisconsin College GameDay postgame show.
Best post-game show in the state, perhaps, but you're going to need a Coors Light. Yeah, 44-25. Wisconsin falls to Nebraska. I'm Alex Gravatt alongside Adam Mertz, and I believe Brad Nortman is live from his undisclosed location. Brad, we have you? We're working on Brad, so we'll take a moment there. We're presented by Coors Light. When you need refreshment on game day, choose a beer that's cold as the Rockies. Cold filtered, cold lagered, and cold packaged for peak refreshment. When the mountains are blue, you know what to do, and that is crush a Coors Light. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado, and I am sitting here watching the Nebraska fans rush the field on a 5-6 Wisconsin team, one game away from losing the bowl eligibility streak. Adam Mertz, you had something on your little sheet over there. It was a fun fact, perhaps.
Fun in Lincoln.
Yeah. What was that?
So this is the most points that the Badgers have given up to Nebraska ever.
I'm embarrassed to go home to my girlfriend, who is an Ohio State fan, an Ohio State alum, where she just hammered the number 8 team in the country or whatever, 5, wherever Indiana ended up being. They weren't really, right? We knew that right. They're not that good.
Right.
But man, I'm lacking words because there was no reason for this. The Badgers went out and hung in there with Oregon a week ago. And I mean, just gave them everything they had, but I guess they emptied the tank because there was nothing left. Defensively, they couldn't make a stop. They had an interception, and in the offense in the first half, had no clue what they were doing. Luke Fickle makes a mistake getting the team on the field, so there's a delay of game. Suddenly, that's a 3-point swing because we miss a field goal. We miss another field goal. We go for it with 17 seconds left with an ISO, a halfback ISO right up the middle, fumble the ball, and give up 3 more points. That alone is deplorable. That is disgusting. That is problematic. And then to go on and just not care defensively for the rest of the game. The offense put up a fight that was valiant and put us in a position to do well and perhaps even turn it all around. It may have come too late, sure, but it was interesting and made the game closer. And the defense couldn't stop anything. And I just don't know what to make of this defense anymore.
That's pitiful. I mean, it's absolutely pitiful to perform like that. Pitiful.
Yeah.
It is. There's not much you can say about it. And just think about how the tables are turned this week in that respect. The defense is the one that carried the Badgers last week against Oregon and made an upset of the number 1 team in the country possible, like incredibly possible. And they got shredded today. And I know there's no Hunter Wooler out there. I know it's a different matchup, but you made Dylan Gabriel's night torture last weekend, a guy who's a Heisman Trophy candidate, and you made Dylan Raiola look like it was a day in the park for him. He was untroubled throughout. Just had his way of things. Talented guy, but he's a true freshman who has not put together a game like this all season. And you just made it easy for him. And when you weren't making it easy for him, you're making it hard on yourself with, what do they have, 3 personal fouls on that last gasp defensive possession? This is a team that just, do they have a soul? Do they have a soul?
Nope. Listen, they were wearing the white helmets today, so they weren't, gingers. The classic. Right. Listen, yes, they have, They don't right now. They have no heart. They were not interested in winning this game. They had every right to go and be a winning team, right? Those outside wide receivers looked awesome. Sure, there was a drop here and there, but they looked awesome.
Yeah, Bryson Green.
This was the
Bryson
best.
Green had a dynamic game today.
This was the second best or maybe third best. I don't know. The Rutgers game, kind of everything's skewed. But
yeah.
This was a top 3 performance for Braden Locke in his career, and it didn't even come close to mattering.
Yep.
This defense, yes, you're missing your top guy, but Ricardo Hallman does not look good. You don't have anyone in the secondary who was willing to play underneath or play aggressive. The linebackers couldn't keep up with anybody in a zone coverage. The defensive line couldn't get after a quarterback. There was not an ounce of heat or fire in this defensive team. So 844-770-3776. Call in, text in. We're trying to get Brad Nortman on the line, but where are you at, Badger fans? I mean, this was just appalling.
I mean, are you going to tune in next week? Like, are people going to really be invested in next week's game? It's for the Axe against your arch rival Minnesota. PJ Fleck is on the other sideline. Usually there's a good amount of hate that you can gin up for a game like that. And it's on Black Friday. It's a daytime game. It's like this cool atmosphere, or should be a cool atmosphere. And you're thinking, coming off that Oregon game, I mean, we talked about it on pregame. I'm like, how can this team have a letdown after that performance, knowing what's on the line, knowing the OC just got canned, come out with some heart and desire in this game and like finish strong on this year. People would have an entirely different impression of the year if you finished strong and beat Nebraska and Minnesota, and you saw just nothing, especially on the defensive side of the ball today. And also, like, let's not let the coaching staff, I mean, we're not letting the coaching staff off the hook by talking about the defense, because Mike Tressel called a masterful game last week, had a masterful game plan, had nothing today against Nebraska from the very first drive of the game. That was terrible. Fickle, what are you doing? What are you doing? That play, the drive at the end of the first half, putting the ball with 17 seconds left, you're getting the ball out of the break, you're putting the ball on the ground for a meaningless carry and exposing yourself to exactly what happened there. 9-point swing in the first half. Bad coaching, bad coaching, bad coaching, bad coaching.
Yeah. And like, that's the difference, right? If you just take the knee and you call it a day, then you are down, what would that have been, 11 points? I don't, it makes a difference. Everything, there's so many little things that make a difference. All right, hold on. We've got Scott in Fort Worth. Scott hasn't called in while I've been doing a post-game show since, I want to say, the first one I did. So, Scott, welcome into the show, 844-770-3776. Where are you at?
Hey, guys, thanks for taking my call. Hey, the reason why I haven't called in is I had a horrible month. I've been dealing with a couple herniated discs, and as soon as I got over that, I came down with the shingles, so I have been calling in, just trying to get ready for that. But I'll tell you what, right now, even with those things going on, I could have played better defense than what I saw on
Exactly. Got him. Fantastic, Scott. All right. Do you have a memory of a more embarrassing loss than this?
I don't. The one thing that comes to mind, and I don't remember what year it was.
Brad,
but
can you hear me?
There was a year where it looked like the Badgers were going. Embarass was the coach at the time. It looks like it was the year that Wisconsin was going to maybe run the table, and they went and lost to Northwestern. And I don't remember what year that was, but that was the one where I'm just kind of like, every season the Badgers find a way when they were really, really good under Embarass to just lose that one game they shouldn't be losing. And like I said, I cannot remember. But no, this one takes the cake. I'm 52 years old. I have never seen a more gutless, heartless, pathetic performance. I'm not going to say anything on that. It was the defense. And furthermore, coaching. That is a reflection of your coach. And this team is getting progressively worse under Fickle. And it's just, he's got to go. And let me ask you this. If Longo's going to get fired because of the way the offense is performing, how does Tressel have a job, I don't know, right about now? How does he have a job right now? You should be taking a commercial flight home after that performance against a average Nebraska team. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
They're just as average as we are. Only thing is they have heart, and we do not. And that is Fickle's fault. And Fickle can go, too. I didn't want Fickle to begin with. I wanted Jim Leonard because Do you think the guys on the team right now that are coming in from the transfer portal give a damn about the Axe?
No.
They ain't from Wisconsin. They're not from the area. They don't give a damn. They care about their NIL money and their turkey legs this week. They don't care. So I have absolutely no reason to believe that Axe is staying in Madison next week. So it's pathetic. I was so mad I kicked my 4-foot Christmas tree across the dining room.
Well, I'm glad to hear the tree's up already. I'm a tree up before Thanksgiving guy. I think it helps make the process a little nicer. Scott, how important is the Axe game to you next week?
Last year, every year it means everything, but this is a pride game. And I hate Minnesota. I hate the Vikings. I hate the Wild. I hate the Timberwolves. I hate everything about that state. And even if we were 1-9, whatever, you win the Axe game regardless. You win the Axe game. I don't care what else has transpired during the season. That's the game where you show up and you stick your chest out. You say, I'm from Wisconsin, and I give a damn about where I live and my state that I live in. I live in Texas. My family, my mother's family, is all from Wisconsin. And shout out to my Uncle Tony. He's battling cancer right now up in Green Bay. But and I got family in Portage. But you stick your chest out and you say, I'm from Wisconsin. I'm not going to let Minnesota come in here and take my Axe on my field, especially next week in a game that matters when you need it to get into a bowl eligibility. But it's been a pathetic season. You haven't beaten anybody with a winning record. I'm not going to count South Dakota. I don't care if they're 8-2. And Rutgers. And Rutgers. Big deal. Rutgers is one game over 500.
Yeah.
So that doesn't count. Everybody else you've beaten, you've lost to this year. And you've had plenty of opportunities to get to the 6th win, and you lay an egg every time. Iowa, I don't know how you performed that well against Oregon last week, because I think Oregon was just coming in here thinking, it's Wisconsin. We're just going to roll. They're just going to roll them. And I think they probably underestimated us last week, and that's why they played so well. I don't think it was anything to do with what we were doing. I think it was more them than us.
I agree with you, Scott.
Listen, pathetic, but it means everything. You cannot lose that game next week. I don't care if your bowl's on the line or not. You do not lose that game.
You do not lose that game. All right, thank you for the call, Scott. We've got Mr. Bradley Nortman for his opening remarks really quick. Brad, welcome in. How you feeling? We maybe don't have Brad, despite my text line lighting up, the personal talking text line. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to break right now. We're going to work on getting Brad in. 844-770-3776 is your way into the show. Let us know how you're doing. Scott in Fort Worth just did, and I think it's entirely reasonable to say all the things that he said. And you got to win against Minnesota. Otherwise, the season's a complete loss. Is it a complete loss either way? We'll talk about that next. Save money and save the planet. Ditch the energy bill and make the switch to Everlight Solar, your local solar energy company based in Madison. Visit everlightsolar.com to learn more today and make the switch today. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, and it's tough, but we'll get Brad on the phone next. This is ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay postgame show presented by Coors Light.
Post-game reaction continues next. This is ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay.
November savings are happening right now at Metro Ford of Madison. With 223 new vehicles available for purchase, qualified buyers can get 90 days deferred payments. The 2024 Ford Explorer is available with 1.9% APR financing for 66 months, $15.54 per thousand borrow. The 2024 Ford Mach-E is available with 0% APR financing for 72 months. Make sure you hurry in to Metro Ford of Madison today.
Your warehouse concrete floors see a lot of traffic. Uneven, sinking, or cracked concrete can pose a serious threat to any business operation. From trip hazards to cracked foundations, sinking concrete can keep any business owner up at night. Concrete Lifting Technologies is here to help. Concrete Lifting Technologies can even out that concrete floor to prevent these hazards. They can level your warehouse floor within a few hours and don't even need to shut down your operations. Visit itaintmudjack.com to get a free quote today. That's itaintmudjack.com.
The number 7 just got a whole lot luckier because of Pizza Hut's $7 Deal Lovers menu. Enjoy all your Pizza Hut favorites from pizza, pasta, boneless wings, melts, cheese sticks, desserts, and so much more. All for $7 each when you buy 2 or more. With this lucky deal, you don't have to choose between great taste and great value. You can have both at Pizza Hut. Order on the app or online at pizzahut.com today. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Brian here from Canopy Wealth Management. At Canopy, we create strategies that are tailored to your needs and goals. We've invested heavily in client-friendly software so your assets and plan progress are available to view in one place at any time. Whether you prefer only the high-level information or enjoy the intricate details of the planning process, we've got you covered. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
The Jones family has its rules, just like any other family. Only difference is, ours are about making the best tasting, highest quality breakfast sausage you can buy. One of our rules, we only use all natural ingredients. It's a mandate we've followed since the 1840s, and we'll continue to do so for generations to come. Right here in Fort Atkinson. I'm Philip Jones. To learn more about the rules that make sure my family provides your family with the best tasting, highest quality breakfast sausage, visit jonesdairyfarm.com.
Looking to get away this winter? Well, now's your chance. Hey, it's Molly Brown from Jim, Matt, and Molly. Our friends at Coors Light are giving away a Florida experience this December, and you could win. This trip for two includes a travel and hotel voucher, club-level tickets to the Boca Bowl on Wednesday, December 18th, and exclusive access to events surrounding the Boca Bowl. All you have to do is order an ice-cold Coors Light and scan the QR code at any of the following locations: Pooley's, Tanner's, Draft House, and Paoli Pub. Coors Light. Enjoy responsibly.
Wisconsin Badgers legend Barry Alvarez joins ESPN Madison.
It's not one win get you over the hump. It's consistency.
Don't miss Barry Alvarez on the Great Dane Huddle every week on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
The Badgers fall 44-25 against Nebraska in what is the culmination of maybe the most unenjoyable season of Wisconsin football I can remember. But you should enjoy a Pepsi, a proud partner of Wisconsin Badgers. You can be just like the Wisconsin football star Hunter Wohler and get game day ready with Pepsi. Maybe there should have been more Pepsi in the locker room today. Try Pepsi Zero Sugar, the perfect drink for your tailgate party, and great to use as a tasty mixer. The phone lines are lighting up with ESPN Wisconsin's biggest names, Bradley Nortman and Alex Strofe. What is going on, guys? I'll start with you, Strophe.
Hi, G. I watched that trash of a football game. I jumped in my vehicle. I jumped on I-43 because I'm going to go spend time with a football team that actually knows how to win. In Green Bay. Look, I mean, what we watched today was horrible. This team has fallen under Nebraska. They have fallen under Iowa. They allowed each of those teams to score almost 50 points each on them this year. You could make the excuses, right? No Will Pauling, no Hunter Wohler, Tyler Van Dyke's been out all year. Des Malusi left the program early. You can make all of those excuses. But this is a fundamental error. Everything with the Badgers is wrong. From Luke Fickle down to roster member 93, everything is bad, and I just don't even know where you go from here, right? Like, I've been a Fickle defender. I don't know that you can be after today. He's supposed to be this defensive head coach, and Mike Tressel, who I just heard Mertz talking about it, had a masterful game plan against Oregon a week ago. Did he get on the plane, or did he get fired with Phil Longo earlier in the week? Everything was disgusting. I'm just sad because this team has fallen worse than Nebraska in the Big Ten. This is the first time in 8 years that Nebraska is making a bowl game. And how do you have any confidence that Wisconsin's going to extend their streak to 23 years on Friday after what you watched today? So I'm probably more sad than angry. Embarrassed is probably the right word.
Embarrassed is the right word for me personally. Brad Nortman on the phone also. Do you agree with him?
Oh, my gosh, I couldn't agree more. I mean, we said that this game was going to be a measuring stick for the Wisconsin Badgers. It usually is. Iowa and Nebraska, those are your two measuring sticks. And, you usually just stomp Minnesota when you have the chance. And if those are the measuring sticks, which I think still are, we know exactly where this team and this program is, and that's in the dumpster. I mean, what you're seeing on the field is utter garbage. And they've completely lost the respect of college football. They've lost the respect of the Big Ten. This program has descended so far down to where they likely, I don't see a way that they beat Minnesota next week. If they don't, then the 22 years of bowl streaks will fall right on the shoulders of Luke Fickle and this team. But when you look at it from top to bottom, whether it be coaching, scheming, developing, players, execution, discipline, it's all bad. It's not even average. It's bad. I mean, the only games that Wisconsin beats are bad teams. And when they play moderately decent teams like Iowa and Nebraska, then they get destroyed. Somehow they are able to get up for some of the bigger games. But I just don't know why I should have any hope anymore, right? Because the only thing that I have been told is like, stay a little bit longer. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. The team's not getting better. And the thing that Fickle is supposed to be is a developer. Well, he's had almost 2 full seasons now to develop who he brought in as a freshman, who he brings in through the transfer portal, and who the guys were that Chris remained, who, were amongst the top of the recruiting classes in the 2021, I believe, season in 2020. So you should at least to be able to improve. You can develop those guys at least middle of the Big Ten, but this team is not middle of the Big Ten. So I don't know where to go from here because the things that they're supposed to be, you're not seeing on the field, and all you have is hope, and not even like hope with evidence. You have only hope because there's no proof of concept. There's no evidence of heart, of solid gameplay on the field, of like reliable execution, of scheming. They got out-schemed today too, guys. I mean, what they were doing on offense for Nebraska significantly outclassed what they did to Wisconsin, and then they won in the trenches. They're not tough. They're not fast. They're not smart. They don't scheme well, develop well. I don't know what this team and this program does well, and it's leaving me grasping for who the Wisconsin Badgers are. Because like I said, they have officially lost the respect of college football and of the Big Ten when this is the type of performance that you show up with in a major, major game.
Oh, man. Well, listen, we've got all 4 of us here. Everyone here has been a part or is currently a part of the ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay pre- and post-game show, and I think we need to flush it out for a moment. So here is Flush It or Flesh It.
Flush it.
We failed multiple times with bad ideas. I didn't know were bad till I realized they didn't work.
Or flesh it.
Yeah, that's one idea. Or we can work as a team.
Brought to you by Gordon Flesh Company. Business, technology, managed. Taking the worry out of your office equipment and IT needs.
Guys, we're beating around the bush with all of this, so I'm just going to dive head first into this. It's time. Hashtag fire Fickle.
Oh!
Alex Strofe?
I don't know that I'll go that far, but you use the word time, which I think is an interesting word, Hunter. We've said time and time again, hey, you got to give this thing some time. But as it stands, I don't even know the date. It's a Saturday. November something, 2024, as it stands today. Nebraska made a better hire than Wisconsin last offseason. Matt Rule was a better hire than Luke Fickle, and that is a disgusting sentence to say out loud. So I'm certainly open to the idea much more than I was 12 hours ago.
Yeah, I'm not there yet, but I'm officially in the I need to see something, and I need to see it now. That starts with next week. If they lose to Minnesota, lose the Axe, lose bowl eligibility, break the streak, I got to see a signature win next year. I got to see 8 or 9 wins. I need to see something of improvement because this team, at a minimum, hasn't gotten better and probably has gotten worse over the course of Coach Fickle's time. So I can't fire him yet, but next season, I know the schedule is hard, but show me something. Show me anything. 3 years should be enough.
Hunter, I love you coming right at it. That's what's on everyone's mind.
Like,
That's what is on everyone's mind right now, and I do think that next week matters a lot. I'm not saying that Fickle gets the axe after next week. I really don't think that's in the cards. I think that you got to let this thing ride out a little bit. For one thing, for money, in terms of buyout and everything that you've invested into this program at this point. On the other hand, I think if they lose next week, I wouldn't have touched him before the beginning of his fourth year. Like I would let him get into his fourth year. And now I think that the timetable moves up considerably. I think that you're looking very closely at what gets done in the offseason and then what the performance is, what the product is on the field next year. I thought it was revealing this week at his press conference that he threw out the term blind faith in what they're selling as a program. That does not give me a lot of confidence. It just doesn't. I mean, that was a wild term. That was a wild press conference and a really wild term to use because that's what they're asking us to have at this point. And I'll give them a little bit longer, but my patience is wearing thin, especially when I see the coaching mistakes in a game like this where you have squarely put the onus on the coaching staff by firing your OC to have your act together, and then you have a penalty before a field goal that's missed. You have that disastrous decision at the end of the first half, and you don't have your house in order defensively in a big game like this. That goes back to the CEO. That's your one job.
All right, I'm torn here.
Well, 1,000%. Mertz, real quick, I know we're not going to give out a lot of compliments on this program tonight, so I want to give you one, right? So to your point, when you fire a coach, typically you're supposed to light a fire under some butts. I think they lit the whole program on fire by doing that. There's something you said. You've been doing this show a long time, right? We're at a 22-year bowl streak. I think you've been a part of Wisconsin College GameDay for all of those years, just about.
Yes.
Right? You say so many good things that make me a smarter college football fan. But I think something you said in the first segment is the best thing you've said in the history of the show, and it was a very simple 6 words. Luke Fickle, what are we doing? Might be the best thing you've ever said in the history of this program.
Thanks, man. I just don't get it. I don't get what's happened in the last week.
But that's the thing. I don't get what's happened, and this is why I don't think you can fire him now, because you have T.Y. Hilton's son coming in.
Yeah.
You have 4-star quarterback Carter Smith, and then you just flipped Jalen Williams, a 4-star.
Right.
He was supposed to be defensive end. He's going to play linebacker for us. Like, you're bringing in stars and energy and excitement. And so if you can't cash in on that, then we have a serious problem. Right now we have a big problem that is rectified with a dumpstering of Minnesota next week. Strofe, we don't have much time, so I just want to give you the one last moment. Do you have any closing remarks on this before we let you go?
Yeah, look, I said it at the top. This is embarrassing. This is sad. This is the state of the program. And to your point, when you look at the recruitment trail, yeah, maybe there should be buzz and maybe there should be excitement. But I think I could speak for all 5 of us when I say this. I don't have faith they can put it together. I don't have faith they can bring in the top high school recruit or some of the top high school recruits in next year's class, and those guys are going to make an immediate impact. This ship is sinking, and it is sinking fast, and I don't think 4-star and 5-star stars don't matter, right? Like, you need guys that are going to make an immediate impact. And maybe Fickle has an all-time offseason in the portal, but as it stands right now, I don't have a whole lot of faith that's going to save his job next year for first-year freshmen. So at the end of the day, this is as embarrassing as it gets. Iowa, Nebraska, both losses, both almost 50 points. That's unacceptable, and maybe that can peddle the narrative Hunter Vaughn was just trying to peddle.
All right, Strophy, thanks for your time, man. Do you have one more for us, Hunter? Or
no. I'm just. This is just gross,
exasperating.
And look, I know I didn't put my blood, sweat, and tears into Barry Alvarez Field the way that like Brad did, or even the way that Ben Bruss did. But like, I fell in love with college football when I was 7 years old, going to my first game. This is the worst I have ever felt about that. And I'm 32 years old now. Like, it is just sickening. I at least always was like, oh, yeah, like, this is fun. Even, like, 8-win season, like, okay, great. But, like, now I don't want to watch. Jesse Nelson, my manager, is going to pay me to watch this game on Friday, and I'm mad at him for it because I don't want to watch it. Like, that's where I'm at with this program. That's what Luke Fickle has done to me. I've defended this man from the second he was hired. I can't do it anymore. I want him gone. Wow. He has destroyed this program.
It is nauseating. And when we talk about these recruits, my questions are, well, how do we have any proof that they're going to be developed? That's number one. And number two, is Coach Fickle going to be around long enough to actually see it through to fruition? I mean, you're talking about 2 or 3 years since these guys that he is getting to sign will get playing time. Unless Coach Fickle has an 8 or 9 win season next year, he won't be around to see them come to fruition.
Yeah.
Man, and next year's a tough
brutal
sled.
schedule.
Yeah, so, hey, that was Flush It or Flesh It with our friends at the Gordon Flesh Company. Oh.
While you're finding that, I just got to say, Alex Strofe, I love you, man.
He's the best.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get to,
he hung up.
We'll get to more next. This is
Who's listening
ESPN
yet?
Wisconsin College GameDay presented by Coors Light.
Post-game reaction continues next. This is ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay.
Nothing makes being outdoors better than having the right gear and the right crew. So here's an idea. Let Mountain Dew supply the gear and you bring the friends. Because when you buy specially marked multi-packs of Mountain Dew, you can collect points and earn epic limited edition outdoor gear. We're talking everything from custom Mountain Dew camp chairs and backpack coolers to exclusive Mountain Dew tents, fishing boats, and more. So buy Dew, collect points, get gear, and get outside with Mountain Dew outdoor gear.
Open to legal U.S. residents 18+. Subject to program terms at dewoutdoors.com. Ends 12/31/24. Void or prohibited.
Madison's financial challenges need a Dane County-based bank. Starion Bank is a full-service community bank that delivers quality big bank services with a local approach. We are proud to be there for any budding entrepreneur or small businesses, helping them exceed their financial goals from banking to lending to cash management. Visit a banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, taking you farther.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesh Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, service, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Black Friday is Cash Friday at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. On Friday, November 29th, starting at 5 p.m., 18 winners will each take home a cash prize between $500 and $2,500 in our Cash Friday promotion. And at 8 p.m., one winner will take home the $40,000 grand prize. Plus, November 29th is Ho Chunk Day. And we're celebrating by giving the first 500 guests visiting our Rewards Club booth $25 in rewards play. Cash Friday is a holiday tradition at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Santa's back again. Santa's back.
That's not a Christmas song, Dad.
That's true, Sid, but I'm celebrating our ESPN Wisconsin Racine Danish Kringles Jingle for Your Kringle contest on Wilde and Tausch, where you could win Kringle for a year. It's back for another year.
Can I enter?
Sure, anyone can. All you have to do is submit your own original jingle to celebrate the holidays and Racine Danish Kringle to ESPNWisconsinContest.com. Then we'll pick the most creative songs, and our grand prize winner will get Kringle for a year. There's only one requirement. Make sure you include Racine Danish Kringles. It's not just a treat, it's It's a tradition in your jingle. Or if you don't want to sing, but you still want to celebrate the holidays with the Racine Danish Kringle, call 800-4DANISH or visit Kringle.com and order their all-new Holiday Stick Sampler.
Sweet dreams of holiday Kringle, Mary Berry and apple, and lots of icing too.
Sid, what are you doing?
I'm working on my jingle. Kringle, I love you.
ESPN Wisconsin has the players, and now we have the coach.
They better get season tickets right now because before long, they probably won't be able to.
The Great Dane Huddle with Barry Alvarez. Mondays on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Well, the fire Fickle sirens were sounded in the last segment with Flush It or Flesh It. For more than 65 years, Gordon Flesh Company has been providing cutting-edge technology for companies of all sizes as the nation's largest Lexmark and Canon dealers. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more. And if Fickle can't win against Minnesota next week, I think that those chimes are going to get much, much louder. Don't you agree, Mertz?
Absolutely. And I just want to call out, too, like Hunter, our producer, has been vocally defending this regime, and stuck with them thick and thin. And so for you to come out and say something like that, that's big to me to hear it from your ears.
Well, it's the
ears from your mouth.
It's the fact that were embarrassed. Like, there was nothing that the coaching staff did that I felt like they had a control of this game or any grasp on the game.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I've seen it from them. But if you can't do it after you just fired somebody that you said was the problem with the offense, then it's like, okay, clearly you don't got it. Like, so, I mean, he's going to stick around unless they get blown out on Saturday or Friday. But then that Alabama game, you better look like you're a competent football team. Because if they get embarrassed down at Bryant-Denny, he's gone.
He's gone there. So it's time to make a statement about where we're at right now. And so, Hunter Vaughn, we need you to hit the drive of the game.
It's the drive of the game.
He's got the corner, and the Badgers touchdown answers quickly.
On ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay.
The Badgers punctuating and pulling away.
The drive of the game is brought to you by Chalmers Jewelers, helping guys score for more than 25 years.
So Mertz and I are on the same page for what the drive of the game is, but we do have Brad Nortman still on the phone, and we need to hear from him because we kind of shut him out at the beginning of this segment. Nortman, what is your drive of the game?
Listen, I can't give one. I can't in good spirits give a drive of the game. I think as I look at it, the drive sequence to me was in the second quarter, missed field goal. Nebraska goes down, scores a touchdown, and then you just got to run out the clock, and you fumble, and then you give them a field goal. I think that was a good combination of showing that this team is situationally bad. They shoot themselves in the foot. They get out toughed. It just shows that they have no heart, no ability to close out any sort of situation and have any ability to manage the game flow. And that was a microcosm of the whole game and a microcosm of the two seasons, to where you can't get off the field, you give the ball up, major mistakes in special teams. Just across the board, all three phases got beat in that sequence of drives. And that was a microcosm of the game in general.
Bradley, we're both with you. Mertz, I know that you thought that the game came down to that same sequence, right?
Yeah, I do. And, there's plenty of positives that we could have pointed to. The long throws to Vinny Anthony. There's a beautiful throw to the corner of the end zone, Bryson Green. There were some really good plays here that get washed away in this horrific defeat. We could go with the 5 straight Nebraska scoring drives as our drive of the game, something like that. But I agree in that, just sucking the life out of you. We talked about a missed field goal and what that does to you, and then. So you're giving up 6 points already with 2 missed field goals, and then you hand over 3 points when you're getting the ball come out at halftime for just a moronic decision by the coaching staff on the offensive side of the ball. Are you invested? You know so much more about football, the X's and O's, than I do, and that's what you come up with? I thought that was terrible.
Totally agree. Totally terrible.
Yeah, it feels pretty nasty. Brad, we have to let you go because we are in an abridged post-game show because we have a chance. We have a chance to immediately exact our revenge. The Wisconsin Badgers volleyball team is headed to Nebraska. They're going to play, and it's the number 2 team in the country versus the number 6 team, that being the Badgers. I think we've got a genuine and true chance to go out there and upset. You both predicted in the pregame show that we were going to go and complete the upset, and we all thought it would be a sweep. But now we get to do it as revenge. This has been ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day presented by Coors Light. When you need refreshment on game day, choose a beer that's as cold as the Rockies. Cold filtered, cold lagered, and cold packaged for peak refreshment. When the mountains are blue, you know what to do, and that's crush a Coors Light. 2024 Coors Brewing Company. Wisconsin, Nebraska volleyball coming up next to make good for a 44-25 drubbing. This is ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day presented by Coors Light.
November savings are happening right now.